Welcome back to Just a Thought. About a year ago, I asked the question, are we in a recession yet? Or why are we not in a recession yet? And the thought then was that baby boomers retiring would finally push the economy into a recession. We were coming up on the longest period of economic growth ever. And we needed a recession, right? And now, are we there? No. Technically, we're not. A recession is two consecutive periods of economic growth. That is the technical definition of a recession. And we have not hit that yet. We don't even have the numbers from Q1, though almost everyone is thinking that it's there. And so we're definitely going to hit a recession, right? So we're 5 days into Q2 and no one has worked any jobs yet. All the non-essential jobs are shut down. So unless the second half of Q2 is magically super productive, we're not going to hit a positive quarter of economic growth. The second half of Q1 was shut down because of COVID. So we're most likely going to see a recession in the first half of 2020. So what does that mean, right? So if it's a COVID only recession, we'll be fine. We'll bounce back. The economy was strong beforehand, and if whatever fundamentals were running the economy then are still working, then we will be fine. But if there's a question of if there's a structural change from this, which is the camp that I'm on, like I disagree with the CEO of Bank of America on this one. I think that there is a structural change that is happening, and it's a good one. Companies are seeing that their workers can work remote. They're seeing that, do we actually need this overhead? And if we do have this overhead, is it okay? So do we need this overhead, or can we just push everyone to their offices? This might be the impotence to actually give WeWork the time to shine, right? So this is what WeWork was designed for. It was designed for companies that decided that their overhead was too high and that they would prefer to rent a space only whenever they need it, which is actually more efficient. I mean, it's not great for the workers, which seem to get screwed on every one of these technical, which they get screwed on every one of these innovations, right? So Uber pushed away the taxi, but replaced taxi cars with personal cars. Airbnb replaced hotel rooms with either rentals or empty rooms in your house. So, and this might be the impotence to push your job into your home office instead of going in to see each other. Because if we can figure out the way to communicate effectively for a month or two. So we have to do this for about a month. So we can chalk the end of March up as the experimental month. Now, if workers manage to produce in April, and we go till the end of April, and they're giving either the same or higher productivity as they were before, this is going to make companies look at it and say, why do we bring them into the office? Yes, there are 100% benefits to coming into the office, but there's also benefits of not going in. And we're starting to realize this, right? So if it's this next month is make or break for working from home in the long term for a lot of companies. The it's not exactly fair for the work from home, but because of things like there's kids at home, there's parents at home, there's lives at home, like the kids would normally be at school, and your partner might also be at work, or you have undue stress right now. But if you manage to work from home and be more productive, you're going to see companies start shedding offices, or at least downsizing them. There's no reason to have an office to support every worker all the time. You just don't have that amount of. There's no need. There's always going to be someone at home. So unless you have a big function, in which case you rent out somewhere else, there's no need to have an office space for every person like there was in the past. So you're going to see corporate offices slim down. You're going to see people figure out how to have informal side conversations on things like Microsoft Teams or Slack or Outlook or whatever your communication is, where you still have those interactions, and you're still going to feel like a team. You just got to figure out how to do a team in the world of staying at home. Like there are companies that are 100% remote, so we know it's possible. But the question is, can enough of the people shift so that it creates a structural change in the economy? And if the answer is yes. If there's a tipping point of companies that say, guess what, I'm going to sell my downtown headquarters, or we're going to reduce it down to a third of the size, and we're going to sell off everything else, that's going to create a massive change in corporate or commercial real estate. So this might be what drives the real estate market to shift from being oversold, there's no houses right now. Like there's all, like in downtown San Francisco, it's corporate or it's not in my backyard, right? So there's either commercial building or not in my backyard. People with their single family home. So if we see this structural change occur, and this is the structural change I think is going to happen, is that corporate real estate is going to, people are going to start selling their corporate real estate. It's not worth it, or they're going to stop leasing it. And these corporate real estate, commercial real estate owners are going to be in the bind because companies have figured out how to work from home. People have created home offices. There's a lot of freedom of it. If I want to work at 6 a.m., why do I have to go to an office, right? Why do I waste 2 hours of my day driving to and from work when I could just be sitting at home, getting the kids ready, and then dropping them off at school or whatever, and then starting work immediately? There's a lot of benefits of not wasting time going to work. And if we can figure out, and if we get that to happen, there's going to be a lot of things that happen. There's going to be less traffic. There's going to be probably happier employees. Even if it's 1 or 2 days a week that they have to go in, you're gonna see your employees realize that there's a lot more freedom in working from home, and that may or may not crash the commercial real estate market, which would be good for homeowners in the long run, because then hopefully we can rezone those buildings into multi-use, maybe apartments or something like that, where it's more people designed versus company designed. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a good thing. Like, I think that if we get this to happen, and it does happen this way, it's gonna be painful in the short run. It's gonna hurt the commercial real estate investors, but it's also going to make cities more human. It's gonna be more friendly for people instead of corporations. So there's a lot of benefits to this happening, the COVID thing, and if we can make it through there, and there's a structural change that occurs, we're going to start to see it. I think first in the commercial real estate market. There could be some other changes, but because there's long-term leases and people having to sell, but I think this may create a structural change in the commercial real estate market, which will make our cities better in the long run. That's my thought today. Let me know what you think, agree, disagree in the comments below. And if you like this content, like and subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments.